hurt, miss. I don't have nothing, nobody to help me. All my relatives stayed and gone. I don't have hardly nobody in New Orleans to help me. Nobody, I'm knocking from door to door begging for food in the place to lay my head. If anybody can help me.
Hurricane Ida forced the roof over her head to cave in. She's been sleeping on the ground in a shed ever since.
We be burning up. We wake up in sweat. We go to bed in sweat. We don't have nothing. We homeless. We very homeless. We don't have nothing. We need help in New Orleans.
With so many grocery stores either closed or empty, food is scarce. Councilmember Kristen Palmer organized this.
So they're giving you nutrition for him?
قالوا لي استلمي له ما عنده ديله تاتو بطاقة الأسبوع يقولوا 15 ودحين تركه مدري هاي هبول له مدري لا يا صعب علينا بعض الحين بنحصلوا له حتى 10 ريال والله معانا قال له حقه من نشتري.
And what's the problem with his hands? What happened?
ياكلها بس ينالوا لما يسيل دم.
Oh my gosh, it's red raw. Why is he eating his fingers?
ياكلها بنفسه كذا يمسكها وياكلها لما يسيل دم. بعض الحين مراها لقدي يسيل دم من هنا من سنانه حتى ينكع مضلعه. ما أحس الحين معه ولا قال ما هسوي. الحين ما راهن جاع هم ما بهن. أنا أفكر بهن.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well where I learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity, and also shalom to the men, women, and children who sincerely believe on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. And today, just basically getting on the spirit of desperation that's going to hit the planet Earth, man. Because it's going to be desperation on two sides. Esau, he's going to be desperate because he knows that he has for a short time. Let's go ahead and start off with that, man. Because again, the times that we're coming in is the end of this guy's system. And he's going to do any and everything to hold on unto it. You go back on 2,000 years ago when Yahushua was born, this guy, he basically had a slaughter on kids to try to stop our king from being born. You know? So imagine what he's going to do now when the shot clock is up for real, man. You know, when the time is ticking harder than ever before. Because even this devil knows that his time is almost up. That's why it's such thing as a doomsday clock. You know? That's why these devils, they got daylight savings time and things like that. Because they know they're basically on the shot clock. And in any second, Yahushua can come and bring down his kingdom. Matter of fact, he's doing it right now, man. Through the plagues that he's pushing throughout the planet Earth, man. You know, these different natural disasters. You go into this devil economy, even this devil willpower. Nobody don't respect this devil like they did 20 years ago or even 5 years ago, man. Because why? Everybody have realized who the devil that the Bible speaks of. But what this guy is going to do, he's going to go to the extreme to basically hold on to this wicked kingdom. So let's go ahead and get this in Revelation 12. Jumping down to verse 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Now those heavens are talking about us, man, who dwell in the counsel of the Lord, who dwell in the temple of the Most High, man. We're rejoicing. Why? Because we can see this devil falling. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And again, that's the times that we're coming upon, man. It's the saying, desperate times come from desperate times calls for desperate measures, man. And the part of those desperate measures that these devils are going to finally to push forth is this famine. You know? Because they're going to push forth a famine just so you can lean upon them, man. They're going to push forth the famine just so you can be desperate, for lack of better words. Now, real quick, let's go to desperation in just a regular Google definition. It says a state of despair, typically one which results in rash and extreme behavior. And that's really talking about the famine, man. Because it's a saying, you're not you when you're hungry. That's a Snickers commercial, man. You know, it's going to be a point when people are going to be starving. They're going to eat their kids. People are going to be starving. They're going to eat their own fingers, eat their fingernails down. You know what I'm saying? You biting on your nails, just trying to, get the nail. You're going to end up biting your fingers, man. Eating yourself away. And that's a part of the cruel judgments of the Lord. That's one of the things the Lord is going to use to basically judge our people, man. The Lord ain't mentioned the famine just for GP. No, he mentioned it because it's going to actually come to pass, man. It's going to hit people, man. And again, that's one thing that's going to humble a nigga, man. You not being able to eat. You might got a tricycle motorcycle. You might got a nice car. You might got a nice house. But if you ain't got no food in the refrigerator, then we on the same level, bro. If I got chicken fingers and you don't, and you lost 20 pounds in the last 2 weeks, then guess who's winning, man? Let's get this in Lamentations 4, and I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with the hunger. Yes, man. It says they that be slain with the sword. You'd rather getting shot than to die of starvation, man, because that's a torturous act, man. It says, for these pine away stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. Yes, man, you're going to pine away thinking about a cheeseburger. You probably don't even have the smell in your mouth. You're going to remember your taste buds, your mouth getting watery. And you had that same taste for chicken fingers for 2 weeks and you ain't have none. And this get to a point when you're starving or when it's in the midst of a famine, it get to a point when your body is so weak you can't move anymore, man. So again, that's one of the torturous ways that the Lord is going to use to humble a nigga, to humble Jake in the times that were coming up. And again, it's going to be a man-made famine. We already know what this guy Gates is doing. We already know what Fauci and these higher-ups are doing. They're finna get ready to push forth this new world system. But in order for this new world system to come to pass, or in order for this new world system to get started, they have to do order by chaos, pressure from above, pressure from beneath, and come out with the outcome, man. And that pressure from above is going to be the chip, and the pressure from beneath is going to be the famine. The outcome is going to be you getting put to death if you take it, man. So again, let's go back into this word desperation, because again, that's what a lot of people is going to be in the times that we're coming up, man. It says one which results in rash and extreme behavior, and that rash and extreme behavior is going to come to the form of people just knocking on your door begging for food. It's going to come to the form of a doctor. Just last year, she made 100, she made 100K, you know what I'm saying? She made 6 figures. Now she had to sell a box to feed her family, man. That's the extreme behavior that we finna get ready to see upon the planet Earth. Part of that rash behavior, that extreme behavior, is people eating their kids, man. And it happened before, how much more now, man? Let's go ahead and read some of the similar words. It says hopelessness, despair, distress, anguish, pain, agony, torment, torture, misery, man. And those are not sweet words, man. Those words should actually make you tremble, man. Because the Lord, he's not finna play with you niggas, man. It get to a point where your how about Shemal Shah is finna get ready to stop talking, and action is finna be basically judgment, for lack of better words. It's finna be weighed upon the planet Earth, man. And that judgment is gonna come in the form of the famine. That judgment is gonna come in the form of the sedition, man. That judgment is gonna come in the form of extreme and rash behavior, man. Because a part of that rash behavior that these people are going to use too is getting the chip, man. That's an extreme behavior you're selling yourself in order to get your next meal. Let's go ahead and go right here in 2 Ezra 8 real quick though. Because one of those words was what? Misery. 2 Ezra 8, jumping down to verse 50. And it reads, for many great miseries, and a part of those great miseries, it says many great miseries, man. So a part of those many great miseries is what? The famine. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in a latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Yes, man. The Lord said many miseries are going to happen unto you because you are dwelling in the same sense of these Babylonians, man. You're dwelling in wickedness, man. Basically, you're covering yourself under the coverings of Esau. And that's what a lot of chicks is going to do through desperation, man. For lack of better words, let's say if somebody out there drowning, and I throw out a life raft, and somebody else throw out a brick. You're gonna throw, people gonna grab the brick because it's closer to them. People gonna grab the brick because they don't like how the life raft look, man. But once you grab that brick, you're gonna sink to the bottom of the ocean. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of Jake in the times that were coming upon, man, because you're going to take that chip instead of cleaving until you have Shah. Why? Because you had a desperate mindset, man. Because again, one of those words for desperation is hopelessness. You don't have no hope in the Most High. You don't have no faith in the Most High, man. And that's why we gotta say the water Shah for faith. Because hey, faith was it ain't like you did enough push-ups for faith. No, faith was given a gift from Yahweh Shah. Ephesians 2, jump it down to verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and not of yourselves. It is a gift of the Most High. So it's going to be the spirit of Yahweh Shah on us in the times that we're coming in to resist that chip, man. To resist those desperate measures that these devils are going to put in front of you, man. Because once you desperate, a lot of times when people desperate, it's easy to be tempted, man. You know? For lack of better words, another example, say you ain't had no box in a while, man. and the big girl across the bar keep looking at you, man. People are going to get desperate and they're going to talk to the big girl. Ain't knocking, brothers like big women or not. I'm just saying, man. Jake is going to get desperate and they're going to have that big girl in their hand. For lack of better words, they're going to have that microchip in their hand. Because that's the thing, that's the desperate mindset that Esau wants you to be in, man. Because again, once a lot of people desperate or hopeless, they're easy to be tempted. And Esau know this, man. That's why the first move he's going to do is to take away the food. That's a big move, man. To take away the food. And that's a comfortability for Jake, man. So real quick, let's go ahead and go back into that 2nd Ezra 8. Because again, a lot of Jake, they're going to take it because they really didn't have faith in the Lord, man. A lot of Jake, they're going to be desperate or be hopeless because they didn't have faith in the words that Yahweh Shah have spoken. A lot of Jake know Psalms 23 by heart, but they don't understand Psalms 23 in their heart, man. Let's go right here to Hebrews 4 and verse 2 before I jump back to that 2nd Ezra 8. Hebrews 4 and 2. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. Yes, unto us was the good news preached, well as unto them, man. Because everybody have heard Yahweh Shah, man. Whether it was in the form of you just knowing that the Lord was a so-called black man. That's you knowing, man. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. It says, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. And again, that's why a lot of people are going to be desperate because they didn't have faith, man. If you know that life raft is going to be thrown onto you, you're going to have faith that it's going to be thrown onto you, man. You're going to say, hey, forget that brick, that life raft coming. Because soon as you grab that brick, you're going to sink with the brick, man. You're going to sink with this system if you take that thing, man. Now let's go ahead and go back to that 2nd Ezra 8. Because again, one of those words for desperation is what? Misery. 2nd Ezra 8, jumping down to verse 50 again. And it reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Yes, you're walking after the ways of Esau. So you're going to get the same judgment as Esau. He that touches pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that have fellowship with the proud man shall be likened unto him. Let's go ahead and jump over to verse 2nd Ezra 9. I'm going to jump down to verse 9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which have abused my ways. And they that cast them away despitefully. Yes, you never thought that a famine was going to come. You heard about these guys talking about a famine and race wars and class wars and sedition among men. You thought those guys was crazy, man. You thought it was going to be, you was dead and gone when all those things was going to happen, not knowing that it was going to happen in your lifetime, man. Read this again. It says, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. And if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the words for desperation. Torments, man. And a part of those torments is what? That famine. You eat away at yourself, man. That's a horrible way to go out. But again, that's the judgment that the Lord have set for certain people upon the planet Earth, man. But through the spirit power Yahweh Shah, like it says in Job, the 5th chapter, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get that because it's two sides. It's going to be somebody in the famine, but it's going to be somebody that's going to survive out of that famine to tell the story. You go back into the potato famine in Ireland, man, a couple hundred years ago. Guess what? It was people that was in the midst of that famine, and once they got out of that famine, they told the story. And Lord, we will be a part of that number. We're going to be those same guys, man, that's going to get through the famine and able in order to tell the story, man. Because there's going to be certain instances, when the Lord he make food materialize. It's going to be certain instances when the Lord probably send an angel to feed a brother, or it might be certain instances, you just walking and he bump into some, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden it's a box full of food, man. Because the Lord, he's finna get ready to work his perfect work, man. The Lord, he's finna get ready to show himself throughout the planet Earth. He's going to show himself through y'all, through his judgments, and he's going to show himself through us through his judgments, man. But he's going to have favor with the judgment that he judged us with. Let's go ahead and jump down to Job 5, and I'm going to jump down to Job 5 and verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, and the 7 shall no evil touch thee. And those 6 troubles, is the times of Jacob's trouble, the things that we're going to go through. But that 7th trouble is ultimately those ICBM nuclear missiles. The Lord said he's going to deliver us from that. It says, no evil shall touch you. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Yes, it says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, man. You might not eat in 3 days or 4 days or 5 days or a week, man. But guess what? You still gotta have in the back of your mind, the Lord, he's not a power that he should lie. A lot of times, when you in situations, you have to remind the Lord, man. Lord, didn't you say this? Lord, didn't you say that? And that's what the Lord wants you to do, because you know that the Lord, he's a man of his word, man. The Lord said he's gonna deliver you, then he's gonna do it, man. The Lord, he's not a power that he should lie. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's read this again. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword from Esau, because he's going to be the one that's going to push forth this man-made famine. It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Why we're not going to be afraid? Because we know this upcoming destruction is for our benefit, man. This destruction is going to actually lead into our eternal life, man. Because in order for us to live eternally, this place has to be done away with. Let's go ahead and continue on in verse 22. It says, at destruction in famine, thou shalt laugh. So what spirit that you have to be, when your ex-wife, she took the chip, now they ain't feeding her no more, now your ribs touching, you're going to laugh at her, man. Knowing that she basically turned her back against Yahweh Shema Shah, man. But what spirit that you have to be to see people starving and you laughing, man? To see people starving and people messed up, but you okay, man? That means Yahweh Shema Shah had to put a divine spirit upon you. Let's continue on. It says, in that destruction, in famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. Because that's going to happen in a lot of senses, man. The Lord going to have a nigga, haven't eaten in 3 weeks, he's weak to death, he can't lift up his arm, he can't move, and the Lord probably sent a pack of wild dogs to finish him off, or a pack of squirrels, or a pack of raccoons, man. Just eat off his left foot, and he gonna die of rabies. That's how fearful, that's why you should fear Yahweh Shema Shah. That's how powerful the Lord is, man. Because the judgments that we finna get ready to see upon the planet Earth is gonna be out there, man. It's gonna be on, for lack of better words, you might someday people can't stomach. Because once you go into the times of the prophets, what I'm saying? When they were seeing the visions of the Lord, man, prophets, they was getting sick. What I'm saying? They was throwing up and all that, man. And men was stronger back then. So how much more us now, man? We been getting fed GMOs and things like that. You got, you eating GMOs, now you got to eat every 2 or 3 hours. That's the sense of these Americans now, man. But just going back, once that famine hit, in a matter of 24 hours, it's going to be a lot of bug outs. Again, don't be surprised if people knocking on your door asking for food. Don't be surprised if people just kick in your door and try to take your food. Don't be surprised if people take the chip and all of a sudden, 2 days later, they're still hungry. Because that chip was only a one-time deal. Basically Esau's just going to pop and leave a lot of Jake, man. And again, that's going to be to your downfall. Matter of fact, let's get to the point right here in Isaiah 30. Jumping down to verse 3, it says, therefore the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. So guess what? You're going to be shame trusting in Esau, man. You're going to be in shame taking that chip in your hand just for a bag of rice, man. It says, in the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. So you're going to be confused. Once you took the chip and you thought it was all good, now the missiles come, man. You're going to be confused once the chariots come and don't pick you up and you wondering why. Because you took the chip, man. And again, we laugh and stuff like that, but it's a serious matter, man. Because a lot of these Israelites camps telling you to take that thing, not knowing that it's going to cost you your life, man. Once you take that chip, you're actually giving yourself over unto the devil. Let's go right here to Isaiah 36 and verse 6. Let's end off right here, Isaiah 36 and 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of these broken reed on Egypt. Yes, man. And why a lot of people is going to trust in this place? Because they're going to be desperate. You haven't ate in a day. You haven't ate in 12 hours. Because Esau gonna be quick with it, man. Esau's gonna jump. Like this Crown 19. Yeah, he kind of hesitated. But this time when Esau run that play, he's gonna jump on it, man. He's not going to hesitate. I wouldn't be surprised once the money crash and once the famine, first started. I wouldn't be surprised in a matter of 12 hours, this devil push out chipping stations, man. Push out food drives or rationings. And in order for you to get your ration, you have to take that thing. Read this again. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. Run on to him and lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. And that's that chip, man. That's the mark of the beast, the MOTB, man. Whether you believe it or not. And Esau might, he struck my old channel. You know what I'm saying? He might strike this one. But guess what? This truth have to come out there, man. And it's going out there raw. It says, it would go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So you trusting in Egypt and you trusting in society, your ultimate trusting in this society is you having that chip, man. You having that thing inside your body. That's the weathering of Esau. So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say, call halal yamlah. Yeah, how about Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Rakakwadash, Shalom DTA, and the Baba Bao.